this Facebook, Lord, I don't know what it is about Facebook. Every time right before I come in, I have to reconnect Facebook. So hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the business plug. And this evening, I am going to plug you into how to get seen and get heard. Before I do that, I want to do a few housekeeping things. I want to tell you about the upcoming First Friday meetup. So once a month, I do a free training session for business owners. And this month, the month of October, we're in Small Business Month. This month, I am hosting a meetup at Slim and Huskies, which is the pizzeria on ML King Boulevard. So it's at 401 ML King Boulevard at 6:30. However, it is not a drop-in. You have to get a ticket in order to get to this part of the event. Now, they're going to be open selling their pizza and doing what they do. But in order for me to prepare for you, I need you to get a ticket. So the tickets are free. We will be talking about marketing. In fact, we're doing Do It Marketing by by David Newman. We're doing David Newman's book. So that's Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. If you are anywhere outside of the Chattanooga area and you would like to tune in, they're actually going to let me put you all on a big screen so you can attend virtually or in person, and that ticket is free. That's this Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. If you are wanting to understand how to get to your first 250,000 on the 14th, which is a Saturday, I'm hosting a free webinar that's all online, and it's going to tell you some things that I'm doing in order to help train you on how to get to your first 250K. That's coming up the 14th. And that ticket is on Eventbrite. It will go out sometime this week, but you can get that ticket too. And that is a free ticket as well. And so I am trying to support small businesses during Small Business Month. So those are my two things that's going on. Now that I've told you all of that, oh, one more thing. So on October the 21st, if you are 50 or over and you want to learn how to monetize your existing skill set, I am hosting a 8-week class. 8-week class. We meet Saturdays at 5:00 p.m. Eastern online, where you can learn how to turn your ideas and your skills into making money. So we're doing that on the 21st. So that's the three things I need to tell you about. Now, with all that housekeeping stuff done, I am welcoming JAMILA, my guest. Hello, JAMILA. You're going to tell us how to get seen and how to get heard.
Yes, I am. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on. So tell my audience about JAMILA and JAMILA's business.
Well, JAMILA, just speaking in third person. First of all, well, I started my business in 2015. It's Epic Entourage. Okay. And really, it started out with just wanting to bring the networking culture into the city here, because I felt like we could grow, here, coming from larger cities. I just noticed that there was a little bit of a difference in the amount of networking that would happen. And I just thought it would be very beneficial. So I started my website and I just started putting my friends' business on there, writing a little, blurb about what they were doing. If it was music, then I would, play their music. Whatever their business was, I would highlight their business, and then just different stories in the media. We would talk about things like that. And it became like a really good social environment for local businesses. And so, so I just decided to take it on a larger scale recently in 2019. And I started doing videography and everything to do with marketing. I wanted it to be a one-stop shop, social media marketing, PR. So I incorporated all those things because they all work together.
Absolutely, they do. Absolutely. That is so good. And so when you talk about, and I love your idea. I love that you do that because you saw a gap in our business ecosystem. And you decided our marketplace needs to be meeting up. and they need to learn about each other. Because that's the biggest disconnect, isn't it?
It
Like
is.
doing so many great things, but nobody knows about them.
Exactly.
And so,
Exactly.
yeah. And so you help them to get seen and get heard. How important do you think that is to a new business or business period?
I think it's extremely important. Marketing is one of the best investments a business can make,
Absolutely.
especially if you're wanting to grow um,
Yeah.
and reach more people, and especially if you're passionate about what you do, and you have a story behind what you do. You know, you've been working hard to build something, and you want a lot more people to benefit from what you're doing. So
Yeah.
you're going to need to reach more people in order to do that, especially if it's beneficial for the community, and for your target audience.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. I always tell my clients about the law of probability, right? Which basically says the more people see you, the more customers you have. And so I hear all the time, anytime you ask a customer or I ask a client, business owner, I'll say, so what is your number one need? And they'll say, more money. And I'm like, it's not when you look behind the curtain and you think, no, you actually just need more customers because that's debt-free money, right? That's money you don't have to borrow, you don't have to go after, apply for, none of that. If you can get more customers coming into your business, then
Absolutely.
you can have the money that you need, that you think you need to borrow, land, or get from some other source. And so,
Exactly.
yeah, and so marketing. How big do you think, like a person that has a business, and it doesn't matter whether they're selling hairpins or whether they're selling chicken, how would you advise them, like when they're trying to seek getting in front of their targeted audience? Like, what do you think that the first thing is in identifying what that is?
The first thing is we're actually doing research, and it's also doing a competitive analysis. So if there's a company that you know of that is reaching or reaches the same demographic of people that you're looking for, then you want to kind of look at what they're doing and what they're good at doing, and what areas they're successful in, because you want to be able to incorporate that in your strategy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We do SWOT analysis. I have a 360 business assessment. And that's one
Mhm.
of the things that we do is we sit down and do a SWOT analysis because you need to know what your strengths are. You need to know what your weaknesses are. You need to know your opportunities and your threats. And so that competitive analysis will help you to actually know where you position in the marketplace. And I
Yeah.
love that you said, watch what's working, right? Watch
Mhm.
someone in your industry that's working,
Mhm.
because a lot of times these new business owners think they have to create the whole wheel, the whole new wheel, and success leaves clues. So grabbing clues is the easiest way to get there, right? We don't
Yeah.
copy, and I'm very quick to say we do not copy what someone else is doing, but we
Right.
think about what they're doing and we model. We understand the model and we model what's working.
Exactly.
But no, we
Exactly.
don't copy somebody else's material and say that's ours. And no, we don't do any of that at any time. But we can model what works. I always like to tell business owners, like, look at the people who are the top of line in your business.
Mhm.
Yeah,
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 in your industry for sure. And because you want to create also the other thing about it is not just looking at your competition and saying, oh, okay, well, they're doing this, let me do it. You also have to find your unique value proposition, which means
absolutely.
what
Ooh,
sets you apart from your competition. So it's a
absolutely.
little bit of both. So you find out what you're doing that's a little bit different, what you bring to the table, the spunk, the authenticity, whatever you do. You need to find that, and because you're good at something too. That's what that SWOT analysis does. So you're gonna find your strengths,
Yeah,
because your strengths may not be their strengths, right?
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you're going to you're going to model that strategy and apply your strengths.
Exactly. I like
That's
it.
the thing. You're going to apply your strengths to it, and what makes you unique and sets you apart, in that area. And that's what's big about the media too. They want to look for that. They're looking for that uniqueness.
Absolutely. And your company, so Epic Entourage can actually help them build a marketing strategy, right?
Yes. We
Because
help you build a marketing strategy. We go through researching, just like you said, the SWOT analysis. We're looking at social media, looking at the pages, at where your audience is, what your demographic is. So you need to know that also. Yeah. So there's typically like an age range that you're trying to reach. That's your target audience. And so and then you find out where they are, and then you're able to target them on those platforms. And so, like, if you let's say Instagram, that the age group is going to cater to a certain demographic, and where you have LinkedIn, that's totally different. It's more of a corporate it's a more of a corporate platform. Absolutely. And so if your business is more corporate centered, if it's more B2B or something like that, then you're probably going to be more apt to be on LinkedIn, so that you can reach those corporate leaders, the business leaders, the decision makers.
Absolutely.
In those industries.
Yeah. And I think that's it. I think a lot of times, because when I'm talking to a business owner and I'm trying to get, so I have, we've had the summer and everybody's been outside. I have a business, I'm outside. Everybody wanting to be outside, but okay, it's getting ready to get cool. And so because it gets cool, if you are a person that has a product that you've been selling on outside, it just seems feasible and logical that now you should be trying to plan, should have already planned how you're going to be selling your product on inside now that we're going back in, because it's getting to be a little bit cooler. So, those type of strategies, like understanding the seasonality of your business, understanding where your customers are. I love that you said that. Understanding, because I have, shout out to my friend Susan Freeman. Today is her 12th anniversary of selling insurance, and she helps. It's getting ready to be Medicare season, so if you need insurance, Medicare, Susan Freeman is my buddy. You'll see her pop in here in a few. But when you understand the seasonality of your job, of your business, then you know that you have to have not just one strategy. You have to have several strategies to help you through certain times of the year. Because a lot of new businesses think, when I'm doing business plans and I'm helping them figure it out, they just want to give, well, I want to make this amount of money 12 months a year. And we know that is not true. That is not a consistency. You have to understand the ebbs and flows of business. And so your marketing tool can help them to get in front of their targeted customers throughout the year, in whichever way, in whichever means that they have of getting information. Their target audience. So so that's good stuff. That's good stuff. And that's one of the things that I hear growing, is that I don't know how to market my business. I don't know how to market my business. I cannot tell you. I am hosting that First Friday event because I've had a number of business owners who follow me say, I don't know how to market my business. So because it's craziness. It's craziness in that a lot of them think I'm marketing to everybody. That's the first thing I hear more and more and more. I get to hear people say, when I ask, who is your customer? Who is your target customer? Everybody, because everybody wears shoes.
Right. But what kind of shoes? Everybody doesn't wear a stiletto heel.
Exactly.
Everybody doesn't wear a kitten heel.
Exactly.
So what kind of shoes are you selling? These are the things. It has to be very detailed. You have to, it's called, niching it down.
Exactly.
You got to find your niche, niching it down, So if you're selling shoes and the shoes are a high heel, we know that, a certain age group might not gravitate towards a high heel. Now, a lot of people think that I wear heels. I don't, after kids, that was all downhill. Look, pun intended, downhill. But But yeah, you just need to know who, where they are.
Yeah.
They move. They may like to. This seems like the people that like to go out. That are outgoing,
That
and so
right.
you might want to get your ads in front of people who are going out and
Exactly.
doing things that require them to wear heels, because I don't think they wear heels at home. I mean, some of them may be,
Right.
but
The most of them, no, that's most of
no.
them. That's an out the door kind of deal.
Exactly. You like to go out, you're outgoing, you like to do things, and but you got shoes for the homebody. They may want to be more comfortable. So
Absolutely.
where are they shopping at? You need to know where they place your ads, and what kind of content they want to look at. And so I can understand when people say that they don't know how to market their business, because there's so many elements to it.
There it is.
But you're going to be able, with that information alone, knowing who is wearing your product, where they're shopping, those things can help. Even if you go to a professional, or that helps me tremendously to know those things when you're coming into looking for marketing, because then I know how to put together the content, because everybody doesn't know how to do content, you know what I mean? And so that helps me to know what kind of content and where to place your content,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because a lot of people know demographics, right? They'll
Mm-hmm.
say, oh, well, my my ideal customer, she is a lady, she is between ages of 25 and 45. She has 3 kids, the demographics, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I try to teach them about the 3 graphics, right? You have demographics, geographics, and then psychographics. And so I try to teach them the part that sells is the psychographics. Like how can she use your product in her downtime? Like how does your product or service fit into her life? If you've identified her, yeah, that's a good thing. And then
Mm-hmm.
understanding her demographics is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding her geographics is a good thing. I had a
Mm-hmm.
client one time. I had a client one time, and we were talking about where to place a billboard, right, for his
Mm-hmm.
business. And he said, well, let's put it on Brainerd Road. And I said, okay. And the service was this luxury service. And I'm like, we can't put it on Brainerd Road because they're not buying luxury services on Brainerd Road like that. Like, you have to know where the buying patterns of your target audience, and you have to position yourself to be where they are, where they get their information. And so knowing that, because I know I know what he was selling was a great idea, but it was a luxury brand, and no.
Exactly. It definitely is a science to it.
Yeah. And so having a conversation with Epic Entourage would help them to understand more about their marketing, to go deeper in their marketing, right? Because here's what I do. So I can start with the basics and getting them ready for you. But there's a level that I do not perform. Like, I do not set up the channels, and no, that's not what we do. What I do is help them to get the understanding. So when they go to you, they're not saying, oh, okay, what is marketing?
Exactly.
I
And
do the basis.
you can probably provide a more in-depth view on the business end, where I am more so implementing the strategy.
Absolutely.
And so that's good. That's a good combination.
Absolutely. Yeah, because things like I am surface level, right? I am to get them started from idea to implementation. So I have to know a lot about a lot of different things. However, I don't go deep in any of it because I refer them to Epic Entourage for marketing, or you are the professionals for that. And so when they need to go deep, I'm like, okay, let me let me connect you with somebody. I can give you the basics, top of the trees, and those trees about 65,000 feet up. I can give you that. I can give you that. But then when you want to go deeper than that, then yeah, you need an expert. And people don't understand. They were like, oh, marketing, that's expensive. But let's talk about the return on the investment when somebody has come to your company and
Mhm.
created a marketing plan, and
Mhm.
now they're ready to implement that marketing strategy. The
So
return on investment.
The return on investment is going to be the fact that you're now going to be able to consistently be in front of your audience, and they are then going to start knowing you and your business. Is exactly that's exactly what you want to do, is to have them to get to know your business, to see your products, to see your brand,
Yes.
and to then decide, okay, well, I think I like this, or I could use this, and now I'm going to purchase. So now you have that relationship. The return on investment is building those relationships. And when I say relationships, not necessarily like you're talking to people every day, but the fact that you are in front of people, now they can get to know you, and now they can get to know your brand, and now they can get to know the quality of your services and the quality of your products, because they're seeing it consistently. I found something today with Master P uh,
Mm-hmm.
that was interesting. I was like, oh, I need to use this, because he said he was talking to an interviewer, and he said that in college, he was talking about a professor that he was talking to, and the professor was asking him what he wanted to do. He said, I want to make a lot of money. And and the professor said, okay, well, he was going to school for a certain degree. He said, okay, well, with this degree, you're gonna make about $250,000. Master P said, no, I want to make $1,000,000.
Mm. Don't we all?
Right. And I just thought this was just a nut. It was genius. I mean, I was like, oh, okay, I'm taking that with me. He was like, the interviewer said, well, his professor said, well, what does McDonald's sell? And Master P was like, the Big Mac. And the professor was like, no, they sell consistency.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so that consistency
Yeah.
is what got them to where they are now.
Absolutely.
Because you see McDonald's everywhere now,
Yes,
but they
indeed.
still selling them same burgers,
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
same fries,
Mm-hmm.
same nuggets. You see what I'm saying? But they know how to market. They are
Absolutely.
in front of people consistently. They are
Exactly.
putting out commercials consistently. They
Absolutely.
know where to market consistently. You see what I'm saying? And so this is what I help to do. And you see the return on investment on that consistency is the fact that they're now a billion-dollar company.
Yeah. 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 And understanding that. And that's the thing, because a lot of times when I'm teaching them about what they're selling, they think the product, the service, right? But you may be selling confidence. You may be selling, a person that's fixing hair. Like you think you're selling hairstyles, but no, you're selling the confidence she has when she gets in that mirror. There's a guy overseas that does women. They come in and sit in his chair, and he flicks his apron, the thing they put on you before when they're fixing your hair. He flips it, and when he does, they're in a whole new style. They have makeup, they have everything. Like, he's getting so much traction. People are flying to where he is overseas to get him to do their hair, because he's giving them confidence. When they first look in that mirror and they see that they come in looking one way, and then he flips his little apron thing, and then they look a totally different person. Like, their eyes light up, their
Yeah.
confidence, they sit up a little taller. Like, that thing that you're selling is more than the product and service that he's doing.
Yes,
And so understanding that piece of marketing, understand that's about marketing. That's
it
what you're
is.
selling. Like, looking to the emotional part of where you connect with your clients.
The emotional connection,
Yeah,
exactly. And
yeah.
that's actually one of the things that I was going to talk about, because you had put on how to get on TV.
Mm,
And a lot of people don't know. And that's another thing why I got into media, because I wanted to be able to get the maximum amount of exposure for my clients, or
mm-hmm.
at least guide them in the right direction.
Okay.
And one of the things is the traditional method of pitching to the media. And what I've learned through my research is that they want you to be authentic. Um, and if you are reaching out to them and you're sending them emails, they want to, first of all, you have to have a well-crafted subject line.
Mm-hmm.
Just the subject line alone, because that's the first thing they're going to see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, second thing is they want authenticity.
Yeah.
Right. And so they want you to, because nobody's life is a fairy tale. They want them stories, you know, everybody has something that's going on or that has happened that has gotten them to the point of where they are. And so they want to know that. And that's one reason why on my interviews, I like to talk about that backstory, because you don't know who you're encouraging and inspiring by what you went through, you know, to get to where you are in your business. You know, if you had to stand out on the street and sell lemonade, start with selling lemonade, or something happened in your life that prompted you to start your business, then they want to know that. And another thing was, I haven't even told anyone this on my show, on any platform, but when I was going through a rough time, I was taking care of my mom, and I actually reached out to Oprah. I reached out to Dr. Phil.
Okay.
You know, I was like, look, we have some issues over here. I need y'all to do something. I know you got platforms, you know, you got those connections to people. Anybody, I need help.
hey, you know?
And so that's exactly what that's where I got into PR, because you're able to reach those people. You have to have those connections. You have to know who to contact. You have to know,
Absolutely.
you know, what to tell them when you're trying to get on their platforms.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so that's what they want. They want that authentic story, you know.
Absolutely.
So if you were in your uncle's house and your uncle was doing something that he needed something, and you were able to provide that, and then you turn it into a business, you know, that is something that they want to know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when I go to talk to high school children, the young people, I always talk to them about, you know, a lot of them think about, ooh, I'm going to work at Burger King, because my mama, my grandmama, we all work at Burger King. I'm going to Burger King too. And so the little kid, I said, well, how would you feel if you owned a Burger King? You can see the light bulb. I am so addicted to that light bulb that goes off in people's head when I see that they get it, and to see that baby go, oh, what own? Then I can hire my uncle, because my uncle can't get a job, but if I own the company, I can help my family. Like, getting them to understand entrepreneurship and how it can push them past whatever barriers they've run into as a family. Like, getting to see that little eyes light up, that is a total high for me.
Yes.
But understanding that backstory and understanding why did you do this? Like, I always ask business owners, like, why this business? Why you? And why this business? And they always have a backstory. They always have something that led them up to that point. A lot of people think that because there may be some level of embarrassment in that story, they think they shouldn't tell it. But it's the embarrassing piece that they get to convert to the winning piece, the testimony piece.
Yes.
You know?
Right. Because you think I wanted everybody to know that we needed a place to stay or eat, be able to eat. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want nobody to know that. I mean, my pride.
Yeah.
But everybody has pride, but you know, if you get to a certain point, it doesn't matter anymore.
Because that's what we relate. Like, exactly. Somebody going through exactly what you are going through needs to know how to come up out of it. And if you've made it out of it, you become the guide.
Hello.
And so telling that story, saying, well, we were looking for a place. Yeah, we need food. And being honest and authentic with that, somebody else was like, oh, wait a minute, that's where we are. I need to call her. I need to connect with them.
Exactly. And if you notice on the shows, if you watch Oprah, that's what she does. She has those stories that's like, you know, it may be this family that's done something, that's had something crazy going on, but they ended up doing something amazing because of it. Sometimes even they've even lost a child sometimes, but now they have a nonprofit organization that helps other people that have lost children or whatever
Absolutely.
the case is. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. I love that. Hey, D'Angelo, I love that. I love that because it is where we come together as the human part of us meets. Because when you're going through, you feel like isolation, or you can
Yeah.
feel like isolation.
Mm-hmm.
And so by telling your story, you find that you're not isolated at all. You're having a human experience. One of the things that came from my book that I wrote, that the one I put in the Library of Congress, is they were like, that's an American story. Like, I was like, that's my story. They were like, no, that's an American story. Like, our stories are American stories. Regardless, even in spite of the embarrassment or whatever that is, if you can get over that and put that into your business, you were talking about unique proposition values out there. That is if nothing else is unique, your story
is unique. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that piece right there will help in marketing, because people who are in that same predicament are looking for somebody to give them results. They're doing like you. They're looking for somebody to help them give them results. And so reaching out and knowing that your business provides those results, that's a wonderful thing.
Right. So you just never know who's going to see your story. And that's why I started doing my show as a part of my business. And I incorporated media, because you never know who your story is going to touch.
Exactly.
And the probability of you reaching somebody who can relate, who can benefit from what you're doing is extremely higher.
Yeah.
And that's what I learned as time went on. I was like, okay. And especially for us, and if you saw my bio that I sent you, especially for us in the minority community who have certain struggles that maybe others do not have. You know what I mean? Black owned businesses, you don't know who you're inspiring to be able to help us to get economically where we need to be.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So, that reminded me of that cartoonist who his daughter saw a Disney cartoon of a little girl, or it may not have been Disney, but it was a cartoon of a little girl, and she looked at it and she thought that was her on TV.
Yes.
And they were talking about representation matters, because that baby saw and thought she was on TV.
Exactly.
When people see that other people that look like them, and that's across everything.
Right.
When they see that there's someone that looks just like them, it gives them the ability, if they can do it, then I can do it.
Hello.
So
exactly. Yeah. So that is another facet. So it's not just about making money. It's about using your story and your product and your passion in order to help you to reach your target audience. So not only are you as a business owner helping people, but you're benefiting from people being able to see your story, and then in turn they're going to support your business and purchase your product. Absolutely. And you see how that then turns into a cycle, and then those relationships are built, because then that person is going to go and say, oh, I got this product. It was a skincare product for African American women that I've been looking for a product for I don't know how long, but this one right here, because this just kind of like Madam C.J. Walker, how she created for the hair care. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
A lot of women struggle with alopecia, and so then the other woman's gonna go say, oh, I had alopecia. This helped me to grow my hair where I wanted it to be. So now I think you need to use this product,
Yeah. And that's the thing about it, is whatever product or service you have, first of all, you have to understand, is it marketable, right? So the state of Tennessee implemented new business taxes this week and this past week. And they were like, well, if it doesn't make $3,000, look, that's not a business. You don't have to get a license for that, because that's a hobby. So if your business is actually making money more than $3,000, then you should consider putting it in front of people, right? Because if, one of my friends in one of the groups I'm in says if you sell one, you can sell a million. Like if you sell one, if somebody comes and say, "Hey, I want that," and that be genuine, then you can sell a million. And so, understanding marketing and understanding all the different facets of marketing. And I love the fact that, when you talk to the Bill Gates and the Steve Jobs and the people who were really, really, savvy in technology and things, and you hear them say, well, I'm really not a smart person. However, I am smart enough to have smart people around me. So they would hire your company. They don't have to know all the different widgets to marketing, but they need to know enough to transfer their idea to you, and for you to take the idea and then form it into something amazing.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's the
Hey,
thing.
D'Angelo, I just wanted to say hey.
Yeah.
Hey in the comments.
Yeah, we appreciate that. We appreciate him joining us. But
Yeah.
but so just understanding that a real business owner, like a lot of times they think they need one business coach, right? Or if they get the coach, period. And when I learned that Oprah had 6 coaches, I was like, well, wait a minute. Let me get me.
You want to be in the number.
Yeah, exactly. Let me get. She got a marketing coach, need that. She got a finance coach, need that. She got a business coach, need that. And they were just telling about, life coach and all these different coaches, because all of them are specialists in their field. And so in marketing, you would get a marketing person she has a marketing person that helps her. They even showed him this guy that she's had from the beginning, who's helped her create her marketing strategy. Like, I met him that one time. Didn't meet him, but actually saw him that one time. But he's been behind the scene, pushing all the levers, making everything happen. So when you build your team as a business owner, when you build your team, it is very important for you to have someone that has marketing acumen. And I ask you to go ahead and click the link and connect with Epic Entourage and give them a talk to. And if you are available, I'm going to invite you to come and join us on Friday at 6:30.
Okay.
Because everybody in the building will be looking for marketing.
Okay.
But yeah, everybody in the building will be looking for marketing and online, because we do have some online guests and we have some in-person guests as well. So we're going to be talking about do it marketing and that connection. Everyone needs a team. You need a team of coaches. You need a team of strategists who can help you to navigate these waters in order for your business to get seen and get heard in more than one place. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to go ahead and do your pitch to whoever you need to talk to in order for them to connect with Epic Entourage. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, contact information or
anything you want them to take away from this conversation.
Okay.
It's all you.
Okay. Well, so if you're a business owner and you are looking to expand your business, you're looking for a way to reach a larger audience, your target audience, there are 3 things that I highly recommend, especially if you are interested in being featured in the media. There are several ways to be on TV, and things have changed and they've evolved over time. And so one is the traditional way that Linda and I just discussed, is pitching to a journalist and sending an email and crafting that story behind your business or whatever you have going on. It may be an event, it may be a product, service, but they definitely want to know your unique value proposition, what makes you stand out, what your niche is. And so that's one way. And then the second way is going to be social media. And you can craft content that you're consistently putting out. We can definitely help you to do that. If you need help, you don't know what to post, there are several avenues that you can take in order to learn what your target audience is looking at, where they're shopping, and what they like. And those are things that you definitely need to know. The third thing is YouTube. It's also a social media platform, but YouTube is a whole different. It's a whole beast in itself, meaning that 2 billion people are watching YouTube monthly. So I really suggest to my clients that they start a YouTube channel and they start putting content out. And 100 million people watch YouTube on TV, and so that is another way to be on TV, which is a lot more cost effective. If you're creating your content, you're creating your videos. I can help you on how to do that, creating videos and putting those out there. And so those are the things that I'm going to leave with you. And so if you're interested in anything that I discussed, you can definitely contact me. We're in the process of rebranding now. And so our website is being worked on, but you can definitely reach out to me on social media. My Facebook is Epic Entourage LLC. There is another Epic Entourage, and that was a group, so that's why I did LLC on the end. That's a music group. And I'm on Instagram at Epic Entourage. And when we get our website back up, I'll be glad to send that to Ms. Linda. She can forward that to you, but you can definitely inbox me on social media right now.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And so my name is Linda Murray Bullock. They call me the business plug. And today I've plugged you in to Epic Entourage and how she can help your business get seen and get heard. Join us each Sunday here on the Business Plugs Mixer at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where we plug you into business conversations for business people. You all have a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday. Have a great week.